Imagine waking up, looking out toward the sea, and finding a massive fleet of warships waiting just outside your city. A simple ultimatum arrives at the royal palace: surrender immediately or face total destruction. The ruler refuses. Within moments, heavy artillery shells crash into the buildings. Wooden walls shatter, thick smoke fills the air, and people run for their lives. The entire conflict concludes in exactly 38 minutes. This stands in the records as the shortest war in history, an international conflict that began, escalated, and ended before the morning smoke could even clear. In the late 19th century, the British Empire maintained vast territories across the globe, supported by a navy that controlled the world's oceans. One of its vital territories was the island of Zanzibar, located on the east coast of Africa. Its wealthy ports controlled highly lucrative trade routes, serving as a crucial gateway to the Indian Ocean. For Britain, maintaining strict oversight of this economic hub was a priority. Allowing the island to operate outside their direct approval was strategically unacceptable. Because of the immense wealth flowing through its harbor, the empire viewed Zanzibar as a strictly managed asset, where local autonomy was rarely tolerated. That control was tested in August 1896, when the island's ruler died unexpectedly. Normally, the British expected to formally approve the next sultan to ensure their interests remained protected. One man decided to bypass that process. Without waiting for colonial permission, Khalid bin Barghash occupied the royal palace and declared himself sultan. Khalid believed he was taking a necessary step to secure the sovereignty of his kingdom. The British Empire interpreted the move as a direct act of defiance. By ignoring colonial protocols, Khalid transformed a local succession dispute into a challenge against the rules of British imperial authority. Inside the palace walls, Khalid prepared to hold his ground. He gathered nearly 3,000 supporters, positioned cannons, and built wooden barricades to fortify the complex. Outside, the British response was methodical. Warships moved into position, Royal Marines prepared for an assault, and a strict deadline was issued: step down by 9 o'clock the following morning. Despite the massing fleet, Khalid kept the royal flag flying over the palace. He seemingly operated under the belief that the empire would either hesitate to use force or eventually agree to negotiate. He was preparing for a diplomatic standoff. The naval commanders anchored in the harbor were preparing for a bombardment. The deadline expired. At exactly 9 o'clock in the morning, without any further warning, the British fleet opened fire. Heavy naval shells slammed directly into the palace grounds. Within minutes, the explosions shattered the wooden walls and ignited the palace structures. Zanzibar's royal yacht, the Glasgow, attempted to return fire. The British fleet immediately targeted the vessel, heavily damaging it and causing it to sink. The defenders' weapons were unmatched against the range and firepower of the Royal Navy's heavy guns. The bombardment proved that industrial colonial firepower had effectively erased the possibility of traditional military resistance. Realizing the battle was hopeless, Khalid fled the Brine Palace. Shortly after his escape, the royal flag was lowered. The guns fell silent. As the smoke cleared, the total devastation of the palace complex became visible to the entire city. With the resistance crushed, the British swiftly installed a compliant ruler to solidify control over Zanzibar. The conflict functioned as a public, calculated theater of violence designed to demonstrate absolute imperial dominance. Today, the Anglo-Zanzibar War survives in historical records because of the terrifying speed of its timeline. It serves as a powerful reminder that truly profound historical shifts can occur in a matter of mere minutes. Every empire leaves behind monuments, every battlefield leaves behind silence, and every civilization leaves behind stories that time almost erased. Until the next forgotten mystery. Welcome back to the Tamas Archive, uncovering the forgotten histories and hidden truths of our past. The 38-minute timeline remains the ultimate proof that the empire had already decided the outcome before the first shot was fired.